Little J, Gambino, that
Vegas!
out in the house, in the house. Thank you very much, Platinum Love. Platinum Love, thank you. DJ, thank you. So how we all doing out here tonight at the Lucky Club?
Yeah!
I can't hear you. Come on, let me laugh. There you go. And you know, we got these little microphone condoms.
I like your step stool.
Do you like my little cheek stuff? That's why they call me Little J, because I'm 5 foot with the hat. Platinum, may I dispose of this condom here off this mic so I practice my own safe breath?
He got his own.
Somebody else's breath is on here. Well, I got my own.
You gotta take that condom off. It's been used.
Yeah, it's been used. I'll get new one.
You know, a lot of liquid
Safe
in
breath
that.
means no death.
Yeah. Look, time for another round for another condom. Absolutely.
Reminds me of a parody I wrote. You guys remember Frank Sinatra and Strangers in the Night?
Yeah.
Well, I turned it into Lovers Do It Right. It goes something like this. Lovers do it right. Please use protection. Do not risk your life just for an erection. It would not be nice if you caught body lies. Lovers do it right. Hear what I'm saying? Don't take a chance tonight. You'll wind up paying when she calls on you. Calls you 9 months later. Then she's had your baby now. Every month you pay her now. So remember, let's do it right, okay?
Yeah.
I'm glad you approved, Mr. Leon. Mr. Leon, the singer, the leader of the band. So we're having a good night here at Lucky's. And as you guys know, they call me Little J because I'm 5 foot with the hat. I tell jokes, but I also do something called recycled music. I sing about what you think about, but don't dare say. Now, who in here is starting to feel their body changing? Who in here is over 50 is the first thing I'd like to ask. If you're over 50, raise your hand. Leon, if you're over 50, raise your hand. There you go. Okay, all you people over 50, have you noticed your body changing?
Yes.
Okay, and it changes in all kinds of ways, right, Leon? It changes physically, how we look. It also changes mechanically, how we operate, right? So the other day, I was brushing my teeth, and I was looking in the mirror when I was brushing my teeth. I said, oh no, I got all this gray hair. All this gray hairs was popping out all over the place. So I said to myself, well, what can I do about this gray hair? All right, it goes like this. Salt and pepper hair, salt and pepper hair, salt and pepper hair. Oh no, I'm growing old, yeah, I'm losing hair quick. Yeah, it used to be long and it used to be thick. Salt and pepper hair, salt and pepper hair. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
So here's one for you, Leon. You ever had a real good night with a lady and she's real hot and she's young and she's half your age, and you get back to the room, and while you're trying to do your groove thing, you guys remember that club song? My neck, my back, my and my crack.
Hey.
You guys remember that song, right? But Leon, all of a sudden, you slide into position and you go, oh, rub my neck, rub my back. Oh my God, I heard my hip crack. Move slower, baby, slower, baby, slower, baby.
Yeah.
Move slower, baby, slower, baby, slower, baby. And then you guys get out there and you try to do the Cupid shuffle, but now you find yourself with your walker and your cane. I do the old man shuffle. I do the old man shuffle.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like they all say, age is just a number because it's what you feel in here, right? What you feel in here will keep you young forever and keep you active forever. Now, I took a gig one time at a senior citizen home. They all had recreation day where they like to play bingo. So while they were in there playing bingo, there was this one man, 82 years old. His name's Bob. And he says, my name's Bob. B-O-B, Bob. Doesn't matter how you spell it, forward, backwards, it's the same thing. No, two O's, it's boob. A lot of people like boobs, but I'm not a boob. I don't get to Free Willy because it just won't rise to the occasion. But I do have an adjustable cane, so I can make that any lengthy night. That old man was really something. So there I am trying to call out Bingo, and he's looking at the cutest ladies in the house going, get on the table and dance. I don't want to hear about no bingo. I want you to get on the table and dance. So I said, Bob, are you always like that? Yeah. I just like to tell the ladies what I'm thinking. I go, I heard you're pretty popular with all your PCAs, personal care attendants. I says, I heard there's a Filipino one that you make you crazy. Because the Filipino people talk like that. Yes, ma'am, yes, sir, they talk like that. They lips like this. I want that thing right there. Give me that thing right there. Bob's like, that thing right where? What do you want? Bob, I want to do range of motion. We're going to do range of motion. I want you to take your finger and move little circles like that. Just like that. Oh, range of motion, huh? Take the top off, I'll show you my range of motion. So Bob is doing something. So I said, Bob, you seem very active. What are you doing here? He says, hey, my kids put me in here, said I got Alzheimer's. I said, oh, really? I'll fake that shit. Yeah, I just don't want to put him in my window. So if I pretend I forgot him, I don't got to put him in my window. I'm like, Bob, that's trifling. Well, I don't care. I worked hard for my money. I'm going to leave it to the Pussycat Dolls.
Hoorah!
Pussycat Dolls, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Yes, I do. So one day in the middle of bingo, we're all playing bingo. He goes, hey, do you believe in aliens? I said, what? Do you believe in the little flying saucers and the little green man? I says, actually, I do, Bob. Why? I got abducted once. I said, really? Yeah. They made me up in their little ship, took me up there, a bunch of little ankle biters that were only like this big. They were actually shorter than you. I said, oh yeah, so what happened? They put me on the table and they gave me a test. They started measuring me all over. I guess it wasn't worth nothing because Willie wouldn't rise to the occasion. They threw me back. I said, they just threw you back there. Then they put me back on my bicycle. I ended up in spring break with a bunch of college girls that were naked in the pool. And my little Pussycat Dolls, don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Yes, I do. So I said to Bob, you know, Bob, it's interesting because I had an experience one time with a UFO. Well, you did? So what happened? Tell me about it. I said, well, actually, I got the shit scared out of me, Bob. I says, my ex-wife, we were together 11 years, and I decided to take her on a road trip. So we're driving through the outskirts of Colorado. I was going to take her to this little town called Redstone. It's a true story we're about to tell you. So as we're driving to this little town, population 98, Redstone, because I'm going to rent this cabin in the woods. As we're driving, all of a sudden, I'm not kidding. 3 red lights went overhead. Shoo, shoo, shoo. And they just hovered in the sky. Boom, boom, boom. I looked up, my wife looked up, I said, do you see what I see? She's like, I think they're aliens. I'm like, I'm not kidding. What is that? So this was in the days, this was 1999. We didn't have our cell phones with all the little videos, but I had that humongous VHS recorder. So I picked up that big, humongous box that was about that big. I put it on my shoulders and I started to try to film. The red lights started to form a triangle formation. So there was a point, one, and there's this red light triangle in the sky. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. My hands are shaking. I've got the video camera on it. All of a sudden, these things started to approach. And I'm not even kidding. My van was just idling. Just like in the movies, my van stopped. Click, went off. All of a sudden, I'm looking. I try to get the headlights on my van. Nothing. There's just these 3 red glowing lights. My ex-wife, my son's mother, she's fascinated by aliens. She goes, oh my God, wow. I gotta get closer. I always wanted to visit aliens. She opens up the door of the van, proceeds to step out. She's looking up at the glowing lights. I'm like, get in the car! Get in the car! She's like, no, I want them to take me. I want to meet them. I'm like, damn, we gotta of a sudden these glowing lights start to come closer. And they actually put a beam right over her. This is all true shit, I'm telling you. As the beam's over her, she goes, I can't believe it. Oh, this is beautiful. I thought we were going to Colorado. We're going to meet aliens. I said, get in the car. I said, I'm not driving back to Vegas and telling everybody you got abducted. This is not happening. They will put me in jail. They will put me in prison. When I say that aliens abducted you, they're not going to believe me. They're going to be combing the whole desert for your body. I said, unless you want to see me in a nut house or in jail, get back in the car. All of a sudden, she goes, I can't believe this is happening. And this beam of light came down. And I'm scared shitless. I'm waiting to see her levitate up, right? But to tell you guys the truth, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, just like in the movies, lost track of time, lost track of where we were going. My car wouldn't restart. My camera wouldn't go back on. And in the morning when the sun came up, because all this happened about 3 a.m., I had third-degree burns on my face. My face was crispy, blistered, and peeling. Right side of her face and arm was crispy and peeling. Okay, what we saw was real. So we go to this little small town, and we ask them, is there a pharmacy around here? Because she says, I got to put aloe vera on those burns. We walk into there's a little diner with a little convenience store. As we walked in, all the lights, all the overhead lights went doosh, doosh, doosh. They just went off the minute we walked in. Okay? They just blew. Everybody's looking at us. They go, what happened to you? I go, I have no idea. I was burned, right? So I go over to the side and I ask the guy, can I have some ice? My face feels like it's on fire. He gives me some ice. I go like this. As I'm walking away, I pass the lamp and doosh, the light bulb blows. This is real shit that happened in 1999. So I said, that's it. Road trip over. We're going back to Vegas. So we came back to Vegas and everybody's like, what happened to you? Where'd you get these burns? I'm like, I don't know. We saw spaceships in the sky and I don't know what happened. We lost track of time. So I go to work and I try to tell somebody. And they're like, are you kidding me? They're like, you're from New York. You're from the Bronx. You're Italian. You're not a toothless hillbilly. I said, what are you talking about? Because every time somebody gets abducted, there's always some white hillbilly from some small town. It's not an Italian from New York. They're like, you must have dreamed that shit. I said, I did not dream that shit. I said, it's real. They said, well, how can you prove it? I said, I'm telling you, these things were over us. They said, well, what are you doing here now? You should have got abducted. I said, listen. Can you imagine for 1 minute how fish feel? He goes, what does fish got to do with this? I said, let's think about it. You got a whole ocean of fish out there, okay? All those fishes are swimming around. We come along in our little boats. We throw the hook out. All of a sudden, Charlie Tuna goes, do you see that silver thing? You see that silver thing floating over there? The other fish is like, stay away, stay away. I heard they beam you up, pull you right out of the water. The other fish goes over all curious. What is this? Nibbles at the hook. Boom! The fisherman pulls him out of the water. Whoosh! His buddy Charlie goes, oh my God, there he goes. He sees his fish friend flying out of the water. Then they go and they put him on the tray. They measure him. They see, oh, okay, this fish is too small. They throw him back into the ocean. Now this little tuna is swimming around with his friends. His friend's like, where'd you go? What happened? He's like, didn't you see it? That silver object came in. I was drawn to it and pulled me out. These people measured me, did all kinds of tests on me and threw me back in. And that really happens to fish, right? We pull them out the water and throw them back in. The same thing with aliens, guys. They come, they see us, they take us up there, they do I don't know what, they throw us back. You think about that.
Yeah.
The little fish are getting abducted and we're getting abducted. So, do any of you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Aliens?
Me.
Have you ever had a close encounter?
Yep.
I just saw some shit in the sky.
You saw some things in the sky? Okay.
It was in LA.
In LA?
Downtown.
Downtown? And was it like lights of, like what you see on TV? Was it like red lights or luminous clouds or flying saucers? And then it just shot up. Did it go straight up or did it go forward?
It went like...
Straight up? Yeah, that's how you know it's an object. Because our U.S. airplanes go like this. And our helicopters go like this. But if it goes straight up, it's an object. So I'm here to tell you, that shit is real. But here's the thing. Has anybody ever noticed that when we were growing up and we would watch Star Trek and all those shows and Lost in Space and all that, they always made it like the computers were really smart. What I don't understand is how we ever decided to build robots and computers, because I used to watch Lost in Space. And that freaking computer was as stupid as they come. He was a basket case. He's a danger, Will Robinson, danger, danger. Looked like a trash can on crack. You know, his little vacuum cleaner hoses, danger, running into walls. So one day, when I was a teenager, I answered an ad. I always wanted to entertain. The newspaper ad said, do you like to dance? Do you like to have fun? Do you like to entertain? Come apply. I go, I end up at Chuck E. Cheese. You guys remember Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
So I walk in and they say, we're hiring entertainers for birthday parties. I says, great, what do you got in mind? They says, you're going to put on a rat suit. You're going to be Chucky. I says, oh, okay. They says, one size fits all. I says, beautiful. They says, when can you start? I said, today. I go to the break room. I'm sitting there. The guy brings out the costume. He hands it to me. And this costume was for somebody 5'11". I'm 4'11", 5 foot with the hat. So now I've got a 6 foot of rat gear with a 5 foot body to fill it up with. So what ended up happening was I put on the rat gear, I put on the mask, and instead of looking like a big scary rat, I looked like a cross between a Shar-Pei and a mouse. Because wrinkles are going down my legs, and wrinkles are going down my arms. I'm the most wrinkly Chuck E. Cheese you could ever see. So I go out there with all these wrinkles, and I go, one size fits all, huh? And they go, it's okay, those are just kids. The manager says, whatever you do, don't pull your mask off. Go backstage. I said, why? What's the deal? He says, you get hot and sweaty, go backstage. These kids think you're real. If you pull that mask off, they're going to freak out, birthday party ruined, because they're going to see Chucky get beheaded. I says, okay. So I go out there, they play the little birthday music. I start dancing. The little kids come over, Chucky! I start hugging. Hugs, kisses, dances, twists, everything's going smooth. And then I hear that one demon child. Off to the right, I hear, get Chuck. Pull his tail. Here's this freaking 10-year-old bigger than me. Comes running up with his homeboys, grabs my tail, whoa! All of a sudden, I'm flying backwards. He goes, get Chuck, push him to the ground. Boom. They push me to the ground. I'm laying there, this big fat rat with a bully of kids around me. The kids go, we're gonna see who's in there. Who's in there? They're coming up to my big eyes. They're going, who's in there? Who's in there? Are you a boy or a girl? Are you a boy or a girl? I'm like, shit. I'm in costume and I'm still getting this shit. So all of a sudden, the kid says to the other kid, let's rip his head off. I said, oh no. So this is 3-year-old birthday party. So I'm holding on to these big cheeks. I'm trying to hold on to these cheeks and go out. That kid's like, rip his head off. They're spinning my head. My head's spinning. I look like the Exorcist. Whoa. Finally, you kids leave my head on backwards. So now what do you think I look like? I stood up. The eyes are back here. I can't see shit. I look like that dumbass robot. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. All of a sudden, I hear that bully kid kick him in the ass. I'm like, what is going on? So I'm trying to get away. Boom! The kid kicks me in the ass. I said, that's it. I turned around, I looked at that kid, and I said, and I grabbed him by his neck. I pushed him between the Atari video games. You know, the games were big back then. I said, listen, kid, don't with Chuck. He said, I went back to the back. I took off my helmet, the Chucky face. I stuck it up on the table. I said, you don't pay me enough for this this minimum wage. Go yourself. He goes, well, what, you thought it was going to be a piece of cake? I says, yeah, these are supposed to be nice kids. This bully herded kids is just kicking my ass. Nobody's up to me. So I quit that job. The only job I ever quit in my life, as a matter of fact. True story. And 2 days later, I fly to Disneyland, and they hired me to be Dopey, the little dwarf. So I became the dwarf at Disneyland with union benefits, with people like Snow White and Peter Pan to protect me, because I'm walking around and Snow White and Peter Pan are there as bodyguards. It's a true story. So remember, when you go to Chuck E. Cheese, guys, if you take your kids or you take your grandkids, beware. There's some bully ass kids in there. Bully ass kids. So Let me ask you guys something. Who in here feels like life is just catching up to them, and after this pandemic, everything about their world changed? Who here feels like that? Does anybody feel like life as they know it just changed because of the pandemic? Anybody? Oh, so I'm the only one losing my mind? Everybody's adjusted in here, okay? What's that?
You got the shot.
You got the shot.
No, you got the shot.
I got the shot.
That's why you're losing your mind.
Oh, I didn't get the shot.
Okay.
The coronavirus shot? I did not get that shot. I was scared. I was too scared because I have a son and daughter. My son did not get it. He's 32, in a wheelchair, never caught the virus. His sister's 30. She got the shot the first 2 weeks it was out, caught the virus, went in the hospital, got the second shot, caught the virus, went in the hospital again. Okay, that coronavirus is no joke. And if you guys have been in my previous shows or if you've seen, I told everybody we're under attack. These are invisible bullets. Okay? You thought drive-bys are bad in a bad neighborhood? No, not the coronavirus. Somebody sneezes, achoo! You're like, oh, I've been shot. These invisible bullets. You don't know for 3 freaking days whether or not you've been hit. Okay? You're in a bad neighborhood, you get shot, you go down, you go to the hospital, your homies are there for you. Somebody sneezes on you, you go down, you go to the hospital, you call your friends and say, yo, I caught the corona. He's like, homie, I cannot come see you. My wife said, if I come visit you, no foodie, I take you back in the house. So you on your own with that. Anyways, I'm Jay Gambino. It's time for me to wrap it up. So thank you for being here tonight. And just remember, we love each other.
Yeah. Jay Gambino.
Oh. Yeah. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
It says, what does it say? Cool.
Wait a minute, where's his drink?
The cool breeze, the coolest cat in the room, just cut Gambino family wine. There you go. Now remember, this thing's got to bang like a shotgun, so when you open it to tell you sparkling wine, don't point it at anybody, because that point, I think I showed you. You came to the hideaway. You saw me do the hole-in-one. Yeah, I got a little game I do. I go on my patio and I pop the cork, and my neighbor's got a chimney, and I always see if I can get it right down. Every now and then his dog comes up and he's holding the cork in his mouth and says, Gambino, I think you lost something. So, congratulations, man. Wow. Thank you, Gambino. Yeah.
Them hips. Them hips. Them hips. Hips. That's them hips. Say Gambino. You know that's so shit. You know that's
Big girl, come on, back it up. I said, big girl, come on, back it up.
All right, we're here live at the Lucky Club Hotel and Casino on Thursday night. And don't forget about it.
Don't move. See the show and you won't forget about it.